The IRS gave an announcement and a warning if you're using one of these popular money transferring apps, including Venmo, PayPal, and CashApp, just to name a few. This is a follow-up to a recent video, as I've been getting a lot of questions, and I want to offer some clarification right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now, like I said, I was just out a few days ago talking about this exact same topic and the recent announcement and warning out of the IRS if you're using any of these popular money transferring apps. Well, as a result of that, I've been receiving a ton of questions and very concerned people right here in the community reaching out asking, what does this mean for me? I use these on a regular basis. Does this mean that I need to pay taxes on this? Well, it depends, and that's what I want to break down for you here in this video. This is very important to understand, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate, and of course, because it's totally free to do so, I'm here for you right by your side every single day, watching all this information and breaking it down into these short videos to help you out in any way that I possibly can, as that is what I'm here for, and I'm truly committed to you, this community, and of course everybody right here watching these videos, as I want to help you out in any way that I possibly can. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and always remember, I'm here for you right by your side as your one and only daily advocate. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about this recent announcement out of the IRS and what does it really mean for you. Now again, I've been seeing so many concerned comments down below saying, I'm super scared. I'm a fixed income beneficiary. I'm a low income. I'm, somebody receiving this much money in income each and every year. And I'm using this app to transfer money to friends and family. I'm receiving money from people. What does this mean for me? Does it mean that I need to pay taxes on this? All right, so like I said earlier, it depends, seriously. Now again, I know that that is not the favorite answer for anybody. Trust me, I totally get it, right? Anybody that you ask a question to and they say, well, it depends. It's like, come on, give me a better answer than that. So let me break this down for you really fast here and let you know what this actually means. So the IRS did mention in their announcement a 1099-K. Now what this is, it's a tax form that may be issued to you from one of these money transferring apps. And again, I've had a lot of questions coming out from saying, does this app include, is this app included in the mix? Is this one one? Now here's the thing. As I mentioned in the video the other day, there's a ton of these different money transferring apps. Again, the really big and popular ones, Venmo, PayPal, CashApp. There's a bunch of other ones out there. And like I said the other day, honestly, I don't even know all of them that are out there. There's a ton of these apps that are out there. So basically what it comes down to, if you have an app that you transfer money back and forth to people or something like that, or receive payment, it's probably included. Apple Pay would be included as well. Again, any of these apps that you may be transferring money, it's probably included, okay? Now, here's what it comes down to. There's a fine line that we need to walk here because here's the deal. In some instances, yeah, you're going to get a 1099-K, and in some instances, you're not. Well, what's the difference here? Here's what they've said, and this is what they've made very clear about it. However, I also want to break down for you here in just a second. There's going to be a lot of confusion on this, and unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of mistakes that are made by some of these reporting companies, as in the ones that these money transferring apps, there's going to be a lot of mistakes about this as well. And again, I want to tell you what to do, best practices in the event that you get one of these 1099-Ks and you believe that you should not have received it. Here's what it comes down to. Any types of transactions that are reimbursements. For example, let's just say that you and me, need to transfer some money back and forth to each other. Let's just say, for example, again, I'm just using this as an example, okay? So let's just say that I run out to the grocery store for you. I buy, say, $50 worth of groceries, okay? I bring it to your house and I deliver it to you and say, hey, here you go. Can you pay me back? And then you say, sure, let me Venmo you, and you send me $50 in Venmo. That would be a reimbursement situation. In that case, that doesn't count. That's a reimbursement, okay? So in any types of reimbursement types of situations, these do not count. This is a reimbursement. It's not income, okay? However, let me tell you a different example. Now let's say the same example. You and me are working together, okay? Let's just say that I say, hey, I'll come over and I'll mow your lawn for $20. And you say, sure, my lawn needs to be mowed. No problem. I come over to your house, I mow your lawn, and, an hour later, you say, Great, thank you, looks awesome. Here is $20, let me send it to you through Venmo. Again, PayPal, Venmo, CashApp, literally doesn't matter, Apple Pay, whatever all these are. And I say, great, thank you, and you send me the $20. Now that one would count. Here's why. It's payment for a service, okay? There's a huge difference between reimbursement and service and or goods and services, okay? Think of it this way. If you're receiving money from a friend, family member, an acquaintance, somebody else who maybe is sending you money as a reimbursement, or you're sending that person money, that money doesn't count because it's reimbursing them. However, if you're paying somebody for goods and services, or somebody is paying you for goods and services, that is what would count. Now, this only applies on the receiving end as well, okay? Let's just say, for example, as well, let's just say that I choose 10 of you here in the community and I send each person $100. Now, again, this is a real thing. I did this through the course of this year. This is a real thing. In fact, I've done this multiple different times here throughout the course of 2022. I've done this many, many times. As we've done cash drops and things like this, I send money through Venmo. I send money through PayPal. I do not use CashApp, but again, I have tried that one, but I don't use CashApp. However, these other services I have used, and I have sent cash to people, okay, as a form of giveaways. So again, let me use this as a quick example. Now, let's just say in this instance, I send 10 people $100 each. Now, would that be reflected on me or the people that receive the money? In this case, it does not necessarily reflect on me because I'm the person sending the money, but rather it's the receiver of the money, okay? Does this make sense? So it's the person that is actually receiving the money that you kind of need to watch for, okay? So it's not necessarily money being sent, but rather it is money being received. Does that kind of make sense? But again, remember this much. Any money that is being received for rendering of goods and or services could potentially fall within that 1099-K type of situation. Now, what does this 1099-K mean? It's literally just a tax form, okay? It's a form that's going to be sent to you from these money transferring apps or these companies that said, hey, you received at least $600 or more in money throughout the course of the entire year of 2022, and now you've got to report this to the IRS. Now, let me break this down a little bit further because this is very important to understand, okay? Here's the thing. Any money, again, cumulative money being received by you of $600 or more, it could be $601, it could be $6,000, it could be $10,000, it could be $1,022. It literally doesn't matter. Any dollar amount over $600 then that you've received, by the way, as what they've determined as rendering of goods and services, again, being paid, as in you've done a side hustle, you have a small business, you provided some type of service, you've sold some kind of goods or something like that, that would be taxable in that type of situation because you've sold something. You've sold a service, you've sold a good, you've sold a product, you've sold something, right? As a result of that, that would be falling into the case of, now you are needing to report that to the IRS, okay? So this is what it comes down to. And again, I get it. This is very confusing stuff for a lot of people because, let's be real, not many people understand taxes all that well. Again, I know it's confusing, which is why I'm trying to break this down a little bit further here. And again, there's a lot of moving parts here because it, again, like I said earlier, it walks that fine line of, well, wait, was this a reimbursement? Was this a gift? Was this a payment for a good or service? Was this rendering of goods and services? Again, there's a fine line there. And like I said earlier, unfortunately, these money transferring apps and these companies, unfortunately, are going to make a lot of mistakes on this. Now, again, I'm not saying for sure that they're going to, but again, everything that I've been reading on this, the experts that are coming out are saying they're going to have a really hard time deciphering the difference between a reimbursement, a gift, and or a payment received for rendering of goods and services, okay? So that's what we need to determine now. So here's the thing. So in the event that you receive $600 or more, you may be getting a 1099-K from these companies. However, if it's all money that you received as reimbursements, you should not get a 1099-K. That is not income. You've been reimbursed, okay? Just like the example that I gave in the video the other day, I said, let's just say that you're working for a company, right? You go out and you incur $20 of your own personal expenses because of something you needed to buy for the company. Now, again, you would generally normally go back to the company, you would fill out a form and say, hey, company, reimburse me. I want my 20 back because I bought this, whatever it is, for the company. And generally, they would give you that back as a reimbursement, okay? Generally, it shows up on your pay stub, or maybe they issue a separate check or something like that, but usually it is a reimbursement, not income, okay? Huge, huge difference. So again, if you're receiving all this money throughout the course of the year in these money transferring apps as reimbursement, you're probably fine. However, here's the problem. If you happen to get a 1099-K at the beginning of 2023, or sometime when they start issuing these, and they say you received all this money as payment for goods and services renderings, then you might need to go back to the company and say, I'm sorry, you've made a big mistake. I did not receive this money as rendering of goods and services, as in I was not paid for something that I sold, but rather I was reimbursed. So this is what a lot of these experts out there are suggesting right now, is this is going to cause a huge problem. Because how do these money transferring apps, how do they really know what this money was actually sent for? Like I said in the video the other day, unless they're just looking at the memo line, let's be real. How many of us, when we send money, we literally just put an emoji in the memo line, right? We say like, let's just say, for example, it's a reimbursement for dinner, okay? How many times have you seen a plate and like a fork and a spoon as an emoji being the memo line? I know I've seen it many, many times, okay? I mean, let's be real. We know that a lot of times just a simple emoji or like a one-word thing would be a reference point to say, this is what the money was transferred for. So that is what they're suggesting, is a lot of mistakes are going to be made. So that's what it comes down to as far as, these payments going out and stuff like that. However, let me point this out as well. Let's just say, for example, you have a side hustle. You have a side grind. You do some kind of services on the weekend, in the evenings. You provide something, as in you're selling goods and or services. And you sometimes get paid through a variety of these companies like Venmo, PayPal, CashApp, Apple Pay, things like this. In this event, when you do get paid over $600 and you do get that 1099-K, then you'll need to report that to the IRS, okay? So I just want to make it very clear with all of this that's going on right now. Now, of course, I would anticipate here between the next few weeks here, there's probably going to be a bunch more updates on this, because this is very confusing for a lot of people. And like I said, it's going to cause a lot of chaos and a lot of confusion for these companies, because they probably don't know which of these are actually payments that would actually be taxable. Does that kind of make sense? So anyway, I wanted to come back in a quick video like this and just offer additional clarification on this. I've been seeing a lot of comments down below saying, I'm very concerned. I don't know what this means. I don't know if I'm going to get this form. I don't know if I'm supposed to report this. What's going on with all this? So best practices that I would say is, of course, I'm not your accountant. I don't know your situation, but the best thing I would say is talk to your professional, whoever you have that helps you with your tax returns. If you have somebody, maybe look into this situation and just say, here's the situation. I've been reimbursed, or I've been paid back, or whatever it happens to be that I've received this much money. That would be the case, okay? And then just kind of explain the situation, and, they can probably help you out. So anyway, I hope that kind of helps you. Now, again, one more thing I want to point out as well. Please watch out for the people down below in the comment section. I will not ask you for your PayPal, your Venmo, your Cash App. I will not ask you for that information down below in the comment section. Watch out for the people that continue to pretend to be me asking for that information, as well as other personal information. It is not me. I do not want that information from you. I will never want your personal information. I don't want that, okay? I don't want to know your full name. I don't want to know your address. I don't want to know your phone number. I do not want to know your birth date. I do not want to know your bank account number, your routing number, your passwords, or anything else like that, or even your social security number. I do not want to know that. That is not my business. Please do not share it with anybody, including me. I don't want it, okay? Including the other people that pretend to be me. Unfortunately, they do want it, but please do not give it to them. Their intentions are not very good, okay? I'm just telling you that right now. So please watch out for them down below. Again, doing my best to get rid of them as quickly as possible. Anyway, hope this offers a little bit more clarification. And remember, the threshold on this is $600 total, cumulative, not a $600 payment individually, but $600 total. 5 here, 20 there, 36 there, 22 there, $3 there, all of it adding up to $600 or more would actually issue the 1099-K, provided it is for rendering of goods and services. I know, confusing stuff, right? Anyway, as I do get more details, of course, I'll break this all down for you in a future video. Otherwise, if you have further questions or comments, anything like that, please leave it down below. I want to do my best to answer this for you. I know a lot of you who are very concerned about this, and I want to do my best to answer these questions for you and just do whatever I can to be here for you. So again, if I need to come back and make another follow-up video, by all means, I can definitely do that. No problem at all. I truly want to serve you in any way that I can. I know this is tough. I know this is a confusing situation. I want to help you out. Anyway, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Have a good one, and I'll catch you again soon, and I hope this helps you. I'll see you again later.